And we are live. What is up, guys? Praxeology Prodigy back with another red pill rant. Today, we have my boy Iohan. Is that how it said?
Yeah.
Last time we called you small, but that's because I was going off your fucking Twitter username, and I didn't want to dox you or anything.
Yeah, no problem, man.
So today we have a little bit of a twist. Um, Today we have the episode premise as where is the God pill, right? So basically, we have a few questions that we're gonna go over, talking about kind of red pill and God pill discrepancies that are going on right now, and how basically how where does the Bible fit into all of this? Where has the God pill been? Because what's taking the media or the mainstream by storm is a lot of red pill talk. Obviously, Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, but I don't see the God pill narrative ever being pushed. Although we know it's around, right? Zerka, Sneeko, well, Tate technically is God pill, not red pill, but I meant red pill in the sense of telling people and guys to go out there and fucking work your ass off, stop being a lazy bum. You know what I mean? The shit you see on
Yeah.
TikTok all the time. So, first things first, let's jump into the first question. We'll leave Diego's question till the very end because Diego might be joining us today, guys. We were waiting on him, but he might be a little busy, so we'll see if he joins. All right, Iohan, so you ready?
Yeah. Let's go, man.
All right, bro. First question I have for you. We'll do it like this. I'll ask the question. I'll give my take on it. Then we'll ask you for your take. Then the second question, you'll give your take first, and then I'll give my take, so we can like
Alright,
rotate.
bet, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So first thing I have for you is hypergamy. Okay. You know what hypergamy is, right?
Yeah.
Do you think, is it good? Is it bad? And since you're an individual that is aware with the kind of knowledge from the Bible, Christianity or Catholic, what do you call yourself or consider yourself?
I'm basically a Catholic.
Catholic. So you
Yeah.
and you're very fucking knowledgeable. Like when we talk offline, you're very knowledgeable with all of this kind of religious stuff. So what does
I try, bro.
No, man, you're really fucking smart, bro. Like holy shit.
Thank
So
you.
what does the Bible give advice um in the sense for women, right, that are looking for the best man possible, obviously trying to fulfill their hypergamous needs? And how does this help humanity? How does hypergamy help it, like, help humanity move forward, or is it holding humanity back? What are your thoughts on that? I said I'm gonna go first, right? I'm fucking stupid. First, I think,
Okay,
right.
you go first, though. Let me get a question.
Okay.
Hypergamy is basically when a man has multiple wives, right?
No, that's polygamy.
Oh, that's polygamy.
Polygamy.
Hypergamy is like the increased sexuality.
No, hypergamy is when, basically, it's hard to put it into words because, fuck, I don't want to give you a blanket statement. Hypergamy is basically women looking for the best man, because it's not necessarily that. The best way I can describe it is women look for the best.
Yeah, the action of marrying or forming a sexual relationship with a person of a superior sociological or educational background. Basically, what every woman looks into for a
They,
man.
yes, but also they what is missing in that definition is it has a lot to do with their cycles, their hormonal cycles of one, like for 7 days, right? In the, what's it called, the follicular phase, you have that alpha fuck side of things of hypergamy. They have a dualistic mating strategy. So during the 7 days when women are on their period, they have a phase where they really want to have sex with someone with amazing genetics. Obviously, all those things that you just mentioned in that definition, but also after those 7 days are up, they want someone that can satisfy another side that's called the quote unquote beta bucks side of hypergamy, where they want the man that can provide, right? Not only have the great genetics, but also provide. And what hypergamy wants is the best of both worlds, if possible. And if it cannot find the best of both worlds, what the female brain, I guess, our psyche has evolved to do is to try to find two men that can fulfill that. First guy, impregnate them with the amazing 6-pack, 6 foot tall, right, nice chiseled Chad jawline, and then after she gets impregnated by this dude, she goes off to the Tom from accounting, right,
Yeah.
with the dad bod. So that's basically, in a nutshell, hypergamy. So what you just said, the definition you just read, but also keeping in mind the female's phases that she goes through on her monthly
Yeah.
cycle due to her hormonal phase, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to go or?
Well, you said you're gonna ask me a question, right? Or was that the question you asked me? What hypergamy was?
Yeah, that's basically the question.
So, I'll go first, so I can get the red pill perspective on this. So I hate to throw you into the quote unquote God pill perspective, because I know you have some knowledge on like red pill understandings, right?
I mean, yeah, I do, but basically, give me 1 second because there's a problem with the microphone, and
Okay.
I don't want to disturb the live.
All right.
Okay, perfect. So basically, I hear myself through you, if it's possible.
Oh shit. Let me
to-
see if I can. You wanna try? You wanna try this now? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can. It's perfect. Sure. But
Okay.
basically, what I believe about the red pill thing. Basically, the red pill like genre niche or whatever you can call it is a niche that has been created for the modern day man, right? Basically, the modern day man is a loser. We can put it like that,
Mhm.
where he has forgotten his values, what it means to be a man, right? And basically the whole like trinity, like achieving status, uh,
Looks network.
looks and network, like we have forgotten about those things, right? And we also forget that those basic things are in the Bible as well, right? These are like the most basic things that a man should strive to achieve like throughout his life. And we have gotten into a point in history where we have nothing left of righteous values, right? And here comes the red pill as basically the savior of modern day man. And I mean, yeah, let's talk about the hypergamy stuff.
Yeah,
Because
hypergamy. Yeah,
yeah, I just wanted to give my input
on the
about
red
like
pill.
the red pill and the god, where the connection is,
Mhm.
right? So I mean, man, women are fucking trash. Let's start by saying. I'm joking. This is comedy, guys. This is
Yeah,
comedy.
it's comedy, guys. Chill.
But my personal belief about women is that they always strive like to earn the best. Like
Mhm.
for example, what we talk about, like what the definition of the hypergamy. You talk about like how in different cycles, like women like different stuff, right?
Mhm. Mainly
But
two things, but yeah, for the most part.
yeah. Well, man, to be honest with you, like this is really deep stuff. I've never heard about this. Like it caught me like by surprise. I never knew that they have different cycles. But if we are to talk about this, man, it's really sus, bro. Like,
Is it good or is it bad? Right?
no,
Because
it's terrible. It's terrible, bro.
okay.
Like having this kind of knowledge, like being a man, it can be very overwhelming because if you think about it, like a man has to achieve status, network. There are so many things that a man should strive to achieve, and having to thought like they have to like manipulate a woman into this kind of thing, right? In order to keep her around, it can be overwhelming, right, for the modern day man. But I believe that you should basically like combine the red pill with the god pill. Like basically when I started talking about this topic, I told you like
Mm-hmm.
the red pill is basically the connection, the missed connection of the God pill,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because people nowadays have forgotten about those values. Basically, I suggest like before getting into like the question, get into like religion first, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the basic steps. If you don't have like a relation, like a basis, you'll never understand like basically the psychology of the woman, because even in the Bible we have multiple examples about like how women basically are, right? Even in Genesis we have like the example of Eve. She was
Mm-hmm.
tempted. Like what does being tempted mean? Like high emotional, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There are many examples that you can get through the Bible and basically formulate like your knowledge, your basis around like this question. But yeah, like women always have engraved in their psyche that they have to somehow get the best like man, the most fit, in order to for their children, right? Because we know like a mother's love is unbeatable, right?
Unconditional, yeah, unconditional
Yeah,
love.
it's an unconditional love that is engraved in their psyche. So when they mate with someone, they get those like, you know, those DNA type of feelings
Mm-hmm.
that they have to choose the best, the most safe route, you know.
Yeah.
But uh, that is not always the case, right? Like when the temptation comes, there comes also like those weird type of feelings, like you wanna, you know, like you want hookup culture, you know, you get those things
Mm-hmm.
also. And it's basically like if you think about it, like women are these trash creatures. Like yeah, it's comedy, guys, don't worry, I don't mean it. But if you think about it, like women always want to like get satisfied, but always want the safe route as well.
Yeah.
Those routes are not combined, right? Like pleasure with like
Security.
safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, security is not combined. And also like living in this era makes it much more worse for women. Like it's so easy to hook up, being a pretty woman to get into the hookup culture. It's so easy, and in the process your soul will get destroyed, like basically. And
Because women have soul,
it,
men and women have soul ties, right? Sorry to interrupt you, but there's soul ties.
exactly,
Yeah. Can you explain that a
exactly.
little bit of soul ties, what that is exactly?
So yeah, basically whenever a man sleeps with a woman, it's more than just like a sexual experience.
Okay.
It's basically their souls intertwine, they connect, right? Because having sex is a very intimate moment between a man and a woman. They connect physically and emotionally, right? And that tie cannot be easily be broken, right? Even though like you might say like, oh yeah, I hook up with the gym, you know, it might be in your like in your current state of mind, you might think like it's nothing, you know, it's nothing. But it's deeply engraved into your soul, and those things come out later into your life. Like
Mm.
for example, we can bring up multiple examples, like in in TikTok, people like women like 35 years old posting like posts of being alone, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
not men not wanting them to for marriage. Like there are multiple examples about this. But yeah, the soul link is real, guys. It's definitely real. And this is the examples, right? You can see like modern day women in those ages, how they get to, right? So yeah.
And so, how does what does the Bible give any advice for women to look for the best men possible without exercising. Like you said, this era is bad for women where they think they can get the best of both worlds, and they kind of can right now. But do you know any advice that the Bible has for them?
I mean, the Bible basically has it simplified, you know. The Bible says basically don't be a whore and have faith in God.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically like the best teachings like you can come out of it, right?
Okay.
It also talks about like finding a man that is knows how to control his emotions, knows when to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about like more stuff about this, but basically the most accurate like knowledge is that most accurate example. Don't sleep around, right? Virginity is very crucial in
Right.
Christianity, in the Bible, and God will provide, right? Have faith in God. That's basically all. That's basically it.
Now, I heard somewhere where I forgot who said this. I don't know if it was either you or Diego, or I might have heard it somewhere else, but I heard that the only way a female can get the closest to God is through a man. Because without a man, a woman cannot get close to God. Can you expand on that, or did I hear that wrong?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, it's true because if you think about it, man is the leader, right? Is the alpha.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, being the alpha doesn't always just mean that he's got like money or he's got the looks and stuff. Basically, it always is like deeper meaning. It has deeper meaning. Basically, when you're a man, right? When you're married, you lead your woman like not to battle, but you lead your woman like throughout life, right? And with that always comes like basic knowledge about how to pray, how to talk to God,
Mm-hmm.
how how to have a connection with God. And so, I mean, it makes ultra sense if you think about it, right? A woman like she's there, she's just there, she doesn't always know like what to do. She can rely on stuff, that's why she always needs a man to basically guide her. And it makes ultra sense if you think about it. So yeah.
So, this is the last part of the question. Um, does this help humanity? So, you said hypergamy is bad. You said the best advice that the Bible has for women is to have faith in God, right? Obviously, keep your virginity as it's very coveted, and trying to find the best man that can keep his emotions in check, has all the boxes checked. Basically, a high value male waiting for that man. Do you think hypergamy is beneficial to humanity, or is it holding humanity back?
I mean, it's holding humanity back because it's not a simplified thing, Like, if you think about it, like, all this knowledge can make look women like these mysterious creatures, And it's definitely bad, Yeah,
Okay, so
that's what I.
I wanna give you my take on this now, like the quote unquote red pill perspective on this. So basically, from the jump, okay, hypergamy, right? We all have a little understanding from what we said on the beginning. You said it's bad. I actually, this is again red pill perspective, red pill lens. I think it's good, and the reason I think it's good, it kind of goes hand in hand with the second part of the question. Um, Hello,
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Shit.
What went wrong?
Fuck. What the fuck?
Oh shit.
Yo, hello? Can you hear me? Yo. No fucking way.
What happened, bro?
Bro. Oh shit. Yo, can you hear me? Hold on, let me check
I
the
can hear you.
let me check the stream. What the fuck just happened, bro? My screen went all black and I couldn't hear you at all. What the fuck?
I don't know, bro.
Matrix attack, bro. What the fuck? Yo. That was weird. Okay, my bad. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can
Oh,
you can hear me, right?
yeah. No
Okay,
problem.
cool. All right. So, what was I going to say? That's so weird. That's so weird that happened. But I was going to say is that it's good, and it also answers to answer the second part as well. I think it does help humanity. The reason is because when we kind of peel the layers back and we look at things objectively, okay,
Yeah.
yes, that is trashy behavior and that shows very little discipline in the female psyche and nature. But then again, are we really surprised that women are so easily caught up by temptation and are able to, I guess, um, really jump in on that opportunity? Because was it Schopenhauer that said women have the brain of a child? And if you have a child brain, you're always going to have a little carrot, dangling off of a stick. You're going to always
Yeah.
want to chase it, right? So, not to excuse women and their behavior. Obviously, I think it's very, again, like childlike, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
But in their defense, right? Their biology is helping the
Yeah.
humanity because if they are not looking for the best man, what else would they be looking for? Would you really, if you had a daughter, right? Let's say you had a daughter, she was a beautiful, gorgeous daughter, and
Yeah.
you grew her up from young age all the way till 18 years old till she can get married. Do you genuinely want to have your daughter go out and marry someone that's beneath you, right? Like you're a high value man, you're a father, you have respect in your neighborhood, you have that the Trinity maxed out looks. You hit the gym every day, you stay in good shape, you have that status, good job, well respected, and you have that network. So your friends are all rich and shit. Do you want your daughter to go out and marry some fat, no job bum? Like no, you obviously want her to go out and find the best, right? And
Yeah, but let me jump into it. But
okay.
we can see that this is not the case, right? Women are not good decision makers. So that's where basically my opinion comes from. Like we see like how many girls like get pregnant and their fathers abandon their child, right?
Mhm.
And later they raise like criminals,
Mhm.
because single mother raising a kid is like 80% statistic that the kid will be raised to be a criminal, like something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you can trust like the woman with those kind of decisions. That's why back in the day, the father always gave away the bride. That's why this event happens when a marriage is done, right? The
Mhm.
father gives away the bride. So yeah, that's basically the whole concept of my thought.
I see what you
But
mean. Yeah. Like
yeah,
she can make a good choice, but if there's no family unit or God in that picture, it's
exactly.
basically
Because
pointless.
yeah, because you
Mhm.
know, you know, as we talked earlier, women are emotional creatures, right? They
Right.
might get emotionally attached to a man that is a loser, bro.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
and their psyche might say, that this might be a wrong choice of a man, but they also have this thought that they can change the man. Have you seen like memes about women being dumb?
Oh
Like
yeah,
I can
yeah.
change him,
It's not even
and
memes.
that's
You
not
see
a
them in
fact.
comment sections like, "Oh, I used to date some guy. I thought he could
Exactly,
change." Yeah. Bullshit.
exactly. That's exactly their whole concept. They think they can change. I can give you like an example, personal example, like the my friend's mom,
Mhm.
right? She made it like a bum, right? He was an alcoholic, but he's working.
Yeah.
He's providing for his family, but he's a bum. He's drinking, and when you drink, you get like let's not jump into the esoteric things, but when you drink, basically alcohol is a gateway for bad spirits to
Low
enter your body,
vibrations and
right?
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it fucks up your vibrations. Basically, that's why they call the alcohol is called spirits. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's called spirits. You get like possessed by them when you drink alcohol. I'm not talking about wine though. Wine is a different type of
I
alcohol.
love wine, bro. I was about to say
Gin, those like. Do you know what gin means in Arabic?
no.
It's basically a demon. That's the word. That's where the word comes from. But anyways, he was a bum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she always thought like she was so attracted to him, you know, and she always thought that she could change him. She always she still thinks that, right? She's like
Damn.
23 years into the marriage. She never broke up with her.
Damn.
With him.
What?
Yeah, she got beaten up. She
Yo.
yeah. We're talking about deep stuff, you know. But yeah, they always think that they can make the change, you know, but that's not a fact. So yeah.
Wow. Damn. Yeah. No, they definitely don't make the right decision, but in the sense of their choosing, right? The reason I say is how this helps humanity is because okay, let's assume there's not a father there or there's not God as part of that. They do choose great genetics because usually on on a fucking on a long enough time scale, the genetics they choose are normally that show enhanced adaptability, right? Someone that's 6 foot
Yeah.
tall, great physique, right? That's just natural. He's eating fucking, I don't know, cereal all day and he still has a six pack and a great jawline, right? Someone that's just adaptable and can survive. Because what do we want as a species the most? We want to survive, right? The reason why on the Titanic, women and children first is because we know as men, the only way for our species survival is that these women go off and create more offspring so that way not that we survive right now but we survive as a species overall. So I get what you mean by there's this lacking of a god pill in that aspect, but I think them choosing the best mate, albeit it is a very fucking terrible decision for them to go fucking marry this alcoholic and stay with him for 23 years, but at least right she made there was something in her biology telling her, look, if you have sex and have children with this guy, there's some survivability here that might be
Yeah.
possible, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
just
agree.
yeah
I agree with that.
that's just the red
And
pill.
basically,
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
basically, like, it's true that they always look out for the looks, you know, the
Hmm.
genetics. They always do that. So that's facts. But yeah, man, like, well, looks can be deceiving, you know.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that
That's the problem for them
the other
because
thing
they will get
too,
emotionally attached to whatever. So yeah.
so also we have to look us at ourselves as men, right? So normally, right, we know this shit. I saw this tweet on Twitter the other day and I bookmarked it. It was a funny tweet. It was like, thank God hypergamy exists, otherwise men will be in a one bedroom apartment with a fucking inflatable mattress, with their chair, with their one table, with their PS5, and that's it. We would basically die as humans. Hold on, give me
Yeah.
1 second. Give me 1 second, please.
Yeah.
Ah, fucking female, bro. All right, my bad. All right. What the fuck was I? Fucking hand, bro. Hands. I'm trying to fucking do something here. Okay. So I was. The fuck was I saying? Twitter. Okay.
About a tweet.
Yeah, tweet.
Like, thank God hypergamy exists.
Yeah, because okay, look, think about it like this. Me and you, we're both men, right? We know that we don't need a lot. We don't need fucking a 10 bedroom house with
Yeah, to be honest,
five
yeah.
bathrooms. Yeah, we don't need that shit, bro. I lived in that like situation where I've just been in a room and shit out and like on the road or whatever. And I've been good with what we have here. But you know what's crazy is that imagine we knew we females would actually like us for who we are. imagine just for, in a dream scenario, in a dream world, do you genuinely believe us as men would try to become better or try to max out Trinity, try to build
No.
giant buildings that are creative, beautiful architecture, fucking in the name of God, and just trying to worship our society and make us become better? No, we would just be in our one bedroom apartment playing PS5 all day, say, one day a woman would love us because, in this dream world that exists.
Let, let me get my take on this.
Okay. Yeah.
I personally believe that if women didn't exist, we would be hard workers and we would be satisfied with less than what we are today. That's what I believe.
Hard workers,
So,
how? What would we be
like,
working for?
exactly. Basically, if we were all men, right, this world, right, before Eve was created, Adam was a hard worker, right, but he was bored. That's what I'm talking about. Like, he had God in mind and he was a hard worker. But at the end of the day, he was bored. That's basically like the whole thought, you know? Like, women were created for a man's boredom. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, right? So, if women didn't exist, we would be true hard workers and we would worship God all day. But we would be bored, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, that's basically my whole point on that. And it actually makes sense if you think about it, right? Like, women, like, for basically in the Bible says so, right? The women were created for a man's boredom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Wasn't it to help men, like on Genesis, to help Adam, like control the land or something like that, like control the garden, because the woman was made in the garden while Adam was still in the garden, and was it for boredom, or what was it exactly?
I mean, there were also reasons, like, also to help the man, you
Yeah,
know,
help the man. And
but with basic stuff, like,
mm-hmm.
they weren't like stuff that a man couldn't do, right?
Yeah.
But basically, God saw that Adam was, sad and bored,
Mm.
and that's why he created the woman.
Hey, before we go on to the next question, because we have four questions here, and I just want to go off topic just a little bit. Okay, because you
Yeah,
sent me a
yeah,
few
sure.
videos, right? And this just has to do with some, we'll call it folklore, because that's what it's based on the video. Apparently, this is not Bible canon. This is just folklore, just stories. Okay,
Yeah,
there is stories that another woman, was it Lilith? I believe Lilith was created from
yeah,
the same clay as Adam, and then she was very masculine, very independent, and she went off and bred with the Watchers. Right, when Earth was made, when they were kicked out the garden, she went out with the Watcher. Was it? I forgot who it was. As I don't think it was Azael. It was someone else. And then Adam was in the garden, and then that's when God made the rib, made Eve out of the rib, because if he made Lilith out of the same clay, she became all masculine and very aggressive and like the
yeah,
modern female boss babe and all that shit, alpha women bullshit, feminist bullshit,
yeah,
and
yeah,
she went off did a lot of sin with the fallen Watcher. So,
yeah. Oh, let's talk about that. Basically, Lilith is a Jewish conception, right?
mm,
Jewish people believe that Lilith
mm-hmm,
was indeed created from the same clay as Adam. Being created as from the same clay also means that they are equal, right? So there comes the feministic part that you talked about.
mm-hmm,
Like, she thought like she was like basically she was equal to man back then, but the tasks that were given to by God were much different, right? Like, it's the modern day thing that we talk about, right? Even though we're both human, how can we not be equal? Well, we cannot. We have different duties to our life, right? Back then, basically, the Jewish story says that they were 100% equal, but God, um so he so-called like wronged her by telling her to do less stuff, less things than Adam. So and that's basically where Lilith had a falling apart with Adam, right? Because Lilith was that she had masculine energy, right? And she decided to leave the Garden of Eden. And also, the story goes that once Lilith left, Adam became very sad, you know? And God saw that Adam was very sad. And he sent angels after Lilith, you know, trying to convince her to come back to the Garden of Eden. But Lilith refused to comply, right? And God was upset about that, and that's when Lilith became basically a demon, right? Now, what happened after she became a demon? She probably
Wasn't
she
it
probably
siren?
became
Sorry to interrupt, but isn't it the proper term siren, not demon?
a siren.
Because she's like an owl. Because women that mated with the Watchers, they weren't necessarily evil spirits. They were cast as beast, half man, and they would scream.
Oh yeah, I think you're correct. I think you're correct, but this particular story I don't remember like
Oh
quite
yeah,
like
go ahead.
what
Sorry,
happened
yeah, go
after.
ahead.
Yeah, but so yeah, that's basically the basic knowledge behind Lilith. And there are also stories that say that like Azazel or I don't remember who the leader of the Watchers were.
It was as
Samaya,
yeah, Azael was
Samaya
the leader.
leader of like Samyaza. Basically, it's also like a concept that Samayaza made it with Lilith, and out of her they were created death and hunger. Like those were their children, death and hunger,
Okay.
and they were like sins that were kept for humanity by God.
Yeah.
But this is a whole different story. But yeah, that's basically the basic concept behind Lilith, and that's where after Lilith, that's where Eve comes, right? And God saw that being from the same clay, uh, it didn't work out. That's where he operated like Adam, you know, and took his rib out and basically created the woman out of man. So yeah.
Damn. Bro, that story's. I was watching the video today because I told you I made a watch list of all those videos you sent me, and I've been watching them. And I got to that part. I was like, "Holy shit, that's crazy!" And I'm adding
Yeah.
all of these shits up. And yeah, no,
I
sorry about
mean,
going
this
off
is
topic
Jewish
there.
folklore, you know.
Yeah, it's folklore. Yeah, exactly. It's not Bible canon.
Yeah, yeah,
hmm
yeah. I don't
Um,
know what there are many stories, you know,
yeah, but
behind those things. But yeah,
so next question we have here. Thank you, by the way, for giving us that um, little insight there. So
yeah, no.
second question. Okay. What do you have to say about men nowadays being objective, or in most cases where they're just blue pill and I guess you can say blind, right? Objective, I would say more red pill guys, and the blind ones about reality and about women's nature and choosing whether or not to adapt in real time. So what do you say? What do you have to say about red pill and blue pill guys? Right, guys. The red pill guys being the guys that are aware of female nature, and that choose to say, okay, look, I'm gonna change this and max my trinity, and also about the guys that choose to just not follow anything, not God a pill, not red pill, and just dream and wish, oh, one day a girl will be mine,
Okay, so
and
that's a
not
very
adapt.
interesting question. Yeah, basically, what my personal belief about this is, excuse me, we're born into a liberal society. A liberal society. What does that mean?
Okay.
Basically, every society on this earth teaches how men or women are equal, right? And we get taught like throughout school until high school, right? That basically we're not taught the Bible, right? We are taught like modern day science and
Mm-hmm.
modern day psychology and
Blank
stuff like
slate
that.
equalism. That's what it's called. Blank
Yeah,
slate
yeah,
equalism. That we're all the
yeah,
same no matter what. 0 to 100.
exactly.
Yep.
That's what we are taught, right? And I personally believe that everyone was blue pilled, like no one was born red pill, right? We became red pill by a conclusion. So we were all blue pilled, right? And we saw different things. We saw things, and we decided to make a change for that because that was our conclusion, right? That this path is not the correct path, and we made a 180-degree turn, and we said we'll have different values because in the Bible, for example, those were the values that worked, and we turned back to Christ. We turned back to those values, and I personally believe like those blue pill, red pill come from personal experiences, right? That's basically my conclusion, and people that for example are blue pill, like for example Destiny, right? Let's take Destiny for example, because Destiny is a controversial figure right now. He supports like anyway the massacre of what is happening to the war, right? And everyone is going after him, right? Everyone is going after him, and he's being humiliated like throughout the internet. And you can see like when he's talking, like he has no experience about anything, right? He's just talking to talk. That's basically his whole job, that's why he gets paid, right? And he has no knowledge behind anything, right? He has been invited like to podcasts to do debates, and he has been humiliated multiple times. And he's like basically the alpha blue pill, right? You look at him,
Blue pill alpha. Yeah.
yeah. He's basically the highest authority of blue pill, right? He's what you see into someone that is like a liberal. He's basically the epitome of blue pill, and he has no personal experiences, right? He lives in his own bubble. He refuses to cooperate with humanity, right? He sees like statistics because he's such a fan of statistics, and he chooses like to turn a blind eye. So
Mm-hmm.
it's hypocrisy, So yeah, that's my personal opinion. If you see someone that he's a blue pill, he believes in the liberal values and stuff, they
Mm-hmm.
have no life experience, right?
So.
It's so easy like
Mm-hmm.
for someone to change his opinions, right? After a traumatic fact, a traumatic event will happen to your life, and these people have no life experience, and you should never talk to them about things like that. So yeah.
So, what would you say? Because this is the second part of the question. Are they wrong for either being red pill or blue pill? Because obviously, I can assume you're 100% God pill. That's where you would choose. Are they wrong
Yeah.
for being either red pill, understanding the objective reality of women's nature and adapting to it? Or are they wrong for being blue pill and just being blind, like you say, and not adapting and just choosing to use their phone and Google and being blind to reality, like in this case, Destiny?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on red pill, blue pill from a God pill perspective?
I mean, the reason why red pill and blue pill exist is because the God pill is not longer an option, right? That's basically my idea behind it. And can you tell me again the question
Yeah.
so that I phrase my words correctly?
So are they wrong for choosing either one of these? You personally, would you tell them, look, you're wrong for choosing red pill because of this, or you're wrong for choosing blue pill because of this, or are they either one of them are right? And since you're God pill, obviously, how do you
Yeah.
recommend them,
Yeah.
going
Well,
about
I
this?
I personally believe that it's not wrong. Both of the of the pills are not wrong, even the blue pill, because
Really?
because it's an evolution state, right? Like for example, let's take me, right? I was born and raised into a liberal society, right? I had liberal values until like I was 19 years old, and that's and trauma basically allowed me to evolve, right? To accept the red pill, right? I never had I never had the Christian values when I was raised. I was raised in a liberal society. Like faith was a side thing. It was not the primary thing. And from the blue pill came the red pill, right? I tried to understand different things like how women work and stuff like that. And after that, after having many discussions with people and basically researching like esoteric stuff and deeper knowledge and deeper meaning into life, I came to the conclusion that faith is basically the ultimate thing, right? Faith should be put above you, right? And it should be the first thing that comes to mind, right? And after that comes everything else. But in order to arrive at that conclusion, I had to get into that state of transaction. So I personally believe that everything is okay, right? Uh, God will provide in the end, right? And he will do it in a way so that you understand it fully why it happened and how it happened. And yeah, that's my take on this.
Okay, so you say they're not wrong, either one of them, because of the circumstances, like you said earlier in your question, in your answer.
Exactly.
So let me answer this question now, and to kind of answer your thoughts too. And I like how you led with how we're in a liberal society. Just before I answer, uh, I want to go off topic just a little bit again. So, in one, I'm sorry, man. I have to ask you. In one of Zerka's video, he mentioned the Freemasons on the dollar bill saying liberty. That's actually Luciferian ideology. Like liberty
Yeah,
is.
yeah, because you get liberated from God's word.
Mm.
Yeah, you turn away from God's values and you get liberated and you do like whatever you want. Basically, that's basically the
The
concept.
premise. Okay, I see. I,
Yeah,
I just thought that was fascinating how you started with that liberal, and I remember I was like, holy shit, I want to ask him about that. Okay, back to the topic. Sorry, man. I'm gonna keep doing this here and off and on, but I'm just doing it because I know you know a lot about the like esoteric shit. So thank you.
yeah,
Okay, so
no problem. Yeah,
onto the my point of view on this. So yeah, I think you're right, and about the how society kind of thrusts us in this kind of blank slate equalism, how they're all like, oh, everyone is born with a zero IQ and they all go to either a private school or they go to a public school. If they go to private school, they'll have a higher IQ when they get out, or if they go to public school, they go to average IQ when they get out. You know what I mean? Like they all think that it's just like all science based and just it. Well, it is kind of
yeah,
genetic, like your parents. Cause I think the studies was that your IQ is based off your genetics. It's not based on what you learned. Like you can go to the best school in the world, and if your parents
oh,
have low IQ,
definitely.
yeah, if your parents have low IQ, you're gonna be with unfortunately with low IQ. So there's definitely not blank slate equalism there. But you also mentioned that blue pill is first, and then red pill is kind of the conclusion. I
Yeah,
think. Okay,
because
yeah,
we
go ahead.
live in this society. This is the liberal society that has been accepted by basically all countries in the
Mm-hmm.
world.
I
Yeah.
would say Western countries. I wouldn't say all countries, because if you, we'll get to that in a
Well,
bit. But
my opinion behind it is, if God is not first, if God is not being taught first in schools,
hmm
and things like evolution and dinosaurs are like a part of God's word that should be spread to schools.
hmm
Basically, we're not living a God governed society, and we live in a liberal society. That's basically my
oh, I see
thoughts
what you
behind
mean.
it.
Okay,
If
I
there
see what you mean.
if there's anything besides God taught in schools. Basically, it's a liberal society. You know, it's a liberated society. That's basically what Zerka meant by it as well.
That question. Okay, so that question I asked wasn't off topic. It was actually I nailed it. What you were talking about.
Yeah, you nailed.
Okay,
You
okay,
nailed it.
good. I'm glad that kind of I rolled everything in there. Okay, good. So I see what you mean. I see what you mean. That's not just blue hair, feminists. It's
No,
actually
no,
free from
no.
God type society. That's what
Exactly.
you mean.
Like
Okay,
free
okay,
thought. You know,
okay.
that type of stuff.
Because when I think when people hear liberal, they think blue hair girl yelling at the camera and fat and obese with, blue hair and
That's
shit.
basically that. Yeah, that's basically the basic stuff.
The
You know.
basic, yeah, but the
Yeah.
deeper one is what you meant. Okay,
Yeah. Well, the
S-
deeper one is what we look after. You know.
so you said we're all blue pill at first, like, and then we go to the RPS conclusion. I actually think it's backwards. Let me tell you why. I think we're born red pill. All men and even women to an extent are all born red pill because what is red pill basically? It's basically understanding our biology. And even as babies, as kids, we understand girl restroom, boy restroom. I'm a boy. I'm stronger than a girl. Um, right? I have a fucking pee. She has a DD, some bullshit like that. We're
Well,
naturally
yeah, I
red
agree.
pill.
I agree with you, but that's basically basic biology.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
So,
that's not what I talked about. I
okay.
talked about like basically the the whole thing that surrounds like childhood, like school. You know, the how school teaches your children to think about other things. You know, I'm not talking about like the new thing, the new LGBTQ stuff, right?
No, I didn't mean it
These
like that. I didn't mean it like that. I was just
yeah.
using an example. But yeah, and I know what you meant. Is that it's like what I mean is red pill. We're innately born understanding. Okay, we kind of just understand our human nature, and then this liberal society pushes the dinosaurs, the blank state equalism, all that bullshit onto us, and we start saying, okay, look, I'm gonna go away from God. I'm gonna go away from this. I'm gonna believe that the woman is ahead of me and she's stronger than me and she's this, she's that. The blue pill shit,
Yeah.
like Destiny, like you said, like the blue pill guy that's just on his phone all day, doesn't have the reality of like experience, right? Doesn't
Yeah.
live what he talks about. He just pulls up his phone and pulls up these
Yeah.
statistics without using critical thinking or common sense of like, bro, have you actually been in this place? Have you seen this? Like, no, it says on
Yeah.
my phone, it says on Google. Okay, bro, like, come on, man. There's context to everything. It's not just all what Google says. There's a whole fucking picture that's being painted, but you're missing like 99% of the background. It's just, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think it's backwards that we're born red pill, and the conclusion that is forced upon us is blue pill, and then we have to wake up again. Like you said, you get trauma, right? You got all this trauma for being in this society that when you
For
were
being
19.
for being blue pilled, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're blue pill, you don't have the values that a red pill has, right? And you get hurt. You get like when things happen that are not supposed to happen based on the blue pill ideology.
Mm-hmm.
You you know you get hurt. You get like what happened? Why did this happen? You know. And when you look back at it, it's because you've been living this way. You know. And that's why it happened. That's basically the conclusion of the red pill. And yeah,
But I like how you said that neither side is wrong for it, because I was expecting you to say no, both of you guys, both red pill and blue pill are dumb, because mostly from God pill sometimes you hear they're both dumb. But I like your perspective. It's really refreshing that they're not wrong for it, just because what did you say again specifically? I don't want to put words in your mouth. That blue pill and red pill are just kind of trying to find a
no,
solution.
it's basically the evolution of the psyche. That's what I personally believe.
Mm.
I although I don't believe they're wrong, they're lesser than Godful, right? They're beginning stages of the psyche. That's what I personally believe.
Okay.
Because God is basically on top of anything, right?
Right, right.
And that's the blue pill, red pill are just steps, you know,
Yeah.
to arriving at the ultimate conclusion, right? That's my belief.
Perfect. And yeah, no, that summed that question up perfectly. So, on to the next question here. Okay, and this is way more to do with God pill. So, marriage. Marriage is at an all-time low. There's a chart. I should have sent you the chart. Maybe I can send it to you right now on Twitter. If you want to see it, if you don't, that's cool. But
Yeah,
base.
yeah, definitely send it.
All right, I'll send it to you. I think I have the picture here. Did I download it? Let's see. All right, I'm gonna finish reading the question, but I'll be sending it to you right here in the background. So basically, it's you see the marriage chart and the divorce rates. They're kind of the same, but marriage is at an all-time low, and divorce is rampant upon anyone that does get married because the women are incentivized to,
Oh my God,
yeah,
man.
women are incentivized for that divorce because of the no fault divorce system, the alimony, the child support, whatever. I want your opinion on what went wrong. Where did things
Oh
start going
yeah.
downhill? Did the Bible predict the times that we're in right now? And what solution does the Bible have for us to getting back to the times where the chart shows like at an all-time high, like fucking marriage was at its peak? How are we gonna get
Let
back
me.
there? What are the next
Yeah.
steps basically to all of this?
Let me give you like an interesting fact that I don't always hear it like throughout the podcasts and stuff. The reason why those charts are like this, like the general marriage rate versus the divorce rate. Let me give you an interesting fact. It's because, in my opinion, it's because we have these new types of dopamine receiving activities such as porn, such as masturbating and stuff that basically remove from our psyche the concept of marriage and achieving this kind of dopamine throughout different types of activities, right? Such as
Okay.
having your wife and mating with her.
Yeah.
And basically, like, porn is the ultimate reason of, in my opinion, of why we have those types of divorce rates and marriage rates, because porn and basically the hookup culture as well teaches you, like, it basically teaches you, like, you can get the high you want, but you won't get the, like, basically the, how should I say it, the the need of a partner, of a life partner.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my opinion on that. Basically, porn is basically the culprit behind those statistics.
So that's where I went wrong. Okay, so
Yeah.
did the Bible predict this? What we're in right now, and is there a solution to getting things back to the way they were, or what is the next step to all this that you believe is right, or
I
that the Bible
mean,
says?
nothing is new under the sun, right? It says so in the Bible. The times that we live in have been like, we have nothing is new under the sun. What does that mean? Everything has been done over and over again, right? It might be not the same way, like the technology might not be the same, like it was like 2 and 3,000 years ago, but it basically sums up like generations that have already come, and like the Bible talks about also, like, that you know what, dude, these things will happen because the world has strayed away from the basic teachings of the Bible, right? As we talked about, we live in a liberated society. Same thing as before World War II, right? The society, like, for example, in Europe, the whole society, as in Europe, they were connected because Europe, they're neighboring countries, and basically the whole culture is always the same at these types of land, right? when we live in a liberated society, these are the things that always happen, because we get straight away from God and the basic teachings of the Bible. So that's what I personally believe about this. And yeah, basically, if we don't live by the Bible, that's the results that we will get.
So you say the next step. So you're saying everything is cyclical, right? Everything is nothing is new under the sun. Basically, history repeats itself. And you're saying that we've
Yeah.
lived through this, maybe not under the exact same context, but this has happened in history before. And you're saying that the next step to this is accepting
Turning back
God,
to God.
accepting
Yeah,
the
turning
Bible,
back to God.
going
Yeah.
back to God. Okay. Oh, so what if that doesn't happen? What if this liberal, as we know, the new definition of liberty, what if that
Yeah.
just keeps going forward and snowballs?
Well, it doesn't. That's the thing, because we see how basically the red pill genre has come to fruition this last couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that liberalism was at its high peak, like it's never been higher before, in the COVID pandemic, where basically, yeah, we were locked up, and everything was on social media, and that's when the liberal society had its peak.
Oh, so
And
you're saying we already peaked? Now we're going back to.
oh yeah,
Oh
oh yeah,
shit.
definitely.
Okay.
I mean, you weren't allowed to talk about anything else, right?
Right.
On the
We still aren't, but.
I mean, yeah, but with, for example, Elon Musk now
Yeah, we're
buying
waking up now.
Twitter,
Yeah.
we're back, bro. We're back.
Yo, I like that take. I actually like that you said, bro. That's so refreshing to hear that. Like, yo, because it barely just clicked. Like, yo, you're actually right. Like, we were all literally like, as quote
Yeah,
unquote free as we were for like the 21st century, we were so fucking like, just
yeah. And
fucking
we're coming
mushrooms.
back, bro.
Yeah, we're
We're
coming.
coming back.
Holy
Every
shit.
every every
Holy
there's
shit.
there's an interesting chart that basically says like every 3 generations, like all events of history will happen. Like for example,
Yeah.
you will have the liberal society, then you will have the God society, and because the God society will bring fruition and calm of mind, ease
Mm-hmm.
to the men of the society, they will become weak. And when you become weak, basically the liberal society comes back at it, comes again, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
basically a cyclical thing,
Yeah.
and
The meme though.
that gets repeated all the time. And people that say, "Oh my God, like these times have never never came before," and things like that. These are like bunch of bullshit, right? Nothing is
Mm-hmm.
new under the sun. Have that in mind. That there have been things way worse than
Way worse. Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think the meme
yeah,
you're referring to is the one where it's like the picture of like hard times create a strong men create good times create weak
exactly.
men create hard times and shit, and it's just
That's
going over and over.
humanity, bro.
Yeah,
That's us humans. That's humans, bro.
and you're right.
Because we
Yeah.
have free will. That's the only reason that this is happening. Because free will is being given by God to us. And when you have free will, you'll have different opinions, right? And when times require different, like when times are easy, different opinions can easily come also to fruition much more quickly. Like for example, liberalism, and it's basically our human nature, right? This is how we work, right? Now, this is how it is. Like this is just sad, we will never be able to have uh, like a kingdom of God on earth.
Mm.
That's basically the conclusion of it, right? Even the greatest empires throughout history will always fall at the end, because this is the world, bro. We're just humans. We're dying beings, and we're incomplete beings. So that's my opinion on that.
I like that. I like that a lot. So my take on this, on the marriage being all time low, I mean, it's basically the same. This basically the same kind of rhetoric. Is that, I mean, kind of women are just. I mean, they're getting what they want, but I don't think, because I hear a lot that people say there's gonna be a pendulum swing. One pendulum's gonna swing this way. It's gonna swing back. We're gonna go back to the way they were. I
Yeah.
think men are just gonna fucking. I'm not hoping for this, and I'm not defending this, but I think there's gonna be a breaking point where the dam is just gonna break, and the pendulum is just gonna be fucking. Instead of swinging, we're just gonna fucking shoot at it, and break it and destroy
Yeah.
it, and we're gonna take back and basically
Yeah.
start from scratch. There,
Yeah. I agree.
I don't think there's any way there's like next steps to this. I like how you said like we've already hit our peak.
That's exactly how it will go. This is the example. Like history always repeats itself.
Mm-hmm.
War through economic collapses, right? This is how men act in times of need. They take their arms up and they shoot the fucking problem, right? We go back at it, right? That's basically, yeah, you're correct.
So I guess that's like a red pill and like a god pill take, but also nah, this is more. It's like yeah, it's both the same kind of thing because there's just no coming back from this, man. There's no way women are gonna give up their power. The only way to get it back is to take it.
I
And
mean, I mean, it's not that they have any power over us, right? We allow them to act.
facts.
I mean, yeah, if you think about it, they don't really have any power. We allow
Mm-hmm.
like those types of manipulations and those behaviors
Yeah.
to come to fruition, right? If a man steps his foot down, nothing will change his mind, right?
Yeah.
Nothing will change the fact that he has stepped down, right? It's basically the whole liberal society is basically yeah because men have allowed it to
Right.
exist, right? But this is just a history cycle, right? So yeah.
So yeah, no, that man,
We'll
that
come
that's
back. We are almost back. So yeah, there's no need to worry.
yeah. I'm not worried, man. I'm just damn, it's fucking man. It's only a matter of time.
But if you think about it, it's really interesting that it always happens like that. Like almost 100 years ago, it's the same thing that happened in World War II. Like
Yeah.
that's the exact reason why the World War II happened, right? We will not talk about the World War II, but basically they had a liberal society, right? The entities that controlled that society made economies collapse, Great Depression, uh, sodomites everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Like fornicators. That brought every decision up until that point brought the outcome, right? That's basically the conclusion. And every 100 years, it's like an interesting chart, an interesting video. I'll send it to you if I can find it. That basically talks about how every 100 years, it's the same history always happens. Basically, it's every 100 years. It's a 100-year cycle, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like 3 generations, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It takes 3 generations for a historic event to like completely disappear and
Yeah.
reappear, right? That's the whole concept of the video. If I find it, I'll send it to you. It's very interesting, right? So yeah.
I would love to see that. So now we're on to the. I don't think Diego's gonna join.
Yeah,
We'll save
fuck
his
it.
for last. Fuck it, man. We'll
Yeah.
answer it. We'll answer it, but we'll do it last. You never know.
No,
But
we'll have Diego on the next pod.
You want- yeah.
It's basically it's also my fault that Diego is not online right now because I told him that I want to do that podcast like much earlier, much later. Sorry, because
Yeah.
it's like it was like 4:40 a.m. when I woke up. And he's obviously sleeping, bro.
Yeah.
And it's my fault that he's not in, so I apologize for that.
yeah, guys, we'll get Diego on next time, and no, we'll definitely. So, you want to save Diego's question for next time, or do you want to answer it now, on this pod?
I
Up to
mean, we should answer it
Okay.
for
So,
him. Yeah.
so I'll finish the last question that I have here, and then we'll answer Diego's. So my last question for you here is, how have you adapted to the shift that is obviously going on in modern times in relations to women? Are you going to, one, wait for the right one to come along? Two, are you going to improve and practice in the terms of like Trinity and possibly even trying to get other women so you can learn their nature and be prepared for the next couple years, right? We don't know what will change throughout that time. So what's your plan of attack?
That's a very interesting question because you see, I'm still in that path of trying to figure out what I would basically want from life, right? But at this time uh, that we're speaking of, like today, as of today, I'm
Mm-hmm.
having in my mind that God should be first, right? And the practices of Stoicism, right? Conquering one's mind is all I strive to achieve right now. But I'm also human, right? People that also want to do this type of stuff should know that you're human and you will be lonely, right? And you'll have to know how to deal with the loneliness. But it's also true that people are always built different, right? Many like being alone, right? And like loneliness, it's not something that basically forbids them from living this kind of lifestyle of stoicism, right? Of preaching God every day without like a human partner or a female partner. But right now, I've been like in a relationship. I'm not a virgin, right? Of course, I'm 22 years old. I've had like 3 relationships. All of them went to shit, and I'm basically, done with that thing. I'm not into hookup culture because it will bring forth degeneracy. And I'm speaking facts right now. I'm not speaking because you know God said no because of this thing. Because degeneracy will bring degeneracy, and that's basically God's will. That's what the Bible says. And yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still on that path of trying to figure out how I would like to live my life. So yeah, that's the answer.
No, that's definitely a great response there. And yeah, no, it's interesting how you kind of see I think me and you are kind of going through a very similar kind of life path right now, because we kind of see eye to eye, and you kind of took the words out of my mouth, kind of pursuing that inner knowledge, also the ability to conquer one's mind, right, and have that genius level status, but also comes with stoicism and a lot of discipline.
Yeah, because Stoicism, it preaches self control and self governance. So yeah,
And I think, just to answer this question for me, I've adapted obviously with red pill. I've known that the blue pill kind of worked, but not really to the extent that I wanted it to, and it didn't work. What am I saying? It just didn't work at all. It worked to the extent that it possibly could, but that's even then. There's just crumbs. It's just leftovers. There's nothing fulfilling about it. The blue pill, but the red pill, I definitely adapted that strategy, and I'm taking that to like improve and kind of practice to be prepared for the next couple years, if you know what I mean. Because it's just, if I yes, practicing stoicism and discipline does kind of, like you say, you don't want to be all over the place, if you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
trying to pursue some kind of knowledge in the sense of being prepared for, later down the line, having my shit straight with,
I mean, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the
I understand. I
yeah.
understand. And my like red pill experience was Tate. That's
He
was
red
funny
pilled you.
because yeah, yeah, he red pilled me, but he lost me when he became a Muslim. That's where he lost me,
Mm.
and that's exactly what brought me closer to God, because like I took it as a betrayal, right? He was a Christian and he turned his back to Jesus, right? And I took it as a huge betrayal. And let me tell you something, man. I was so deep into like the Tate stuff, and where he actually made me think that Islam might be, the only religion, and that's what lost me, right? Where he lost me, and yeah, I'm grateful for because I never really had a father figure in my house, right?
Hmm.
And when I started listening to him, I was on depression pills, I was on methamphetamines, right, ADHD pills. And when I started listening to him, he really helped me. He said some stuff that I never heard, right,
Yeah.
from father, right? Like there are things that should be swallowed, right? Like your feelings, or things that should be done by a man, right? Because that's why you're a man. That's why, yeah. And I'm grateful for for him helping me. But once he became a Muslim, that's where he lost me, man.
Wasn't
Yeah.
he always Muslim to an extent though? I never seen him as like
I think he
claim.
was baptized as a Christian, and
Okay.
he was talking about how like worshiping God, right?
Yeah. Oh,
When
I
he
remember. Yeah. Nah.
he,
He said he was a man of God
said,
and he'd read the
he said,
Bible.
yeah, yeah, but he never said that he worshipped Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. He
Mm.
said he worshipped just God. So that's what he always said, right? Because he gave examples to like if I see like uh, how are the churches of the Muslims called?
Mosque.
Yeah, the mosque.
Yeah.
If I see a mosque, I'll go to a mosque. If I see a church, I'll go to a church. Like these are not things that a Christian would say. It's true, but he didn't denounce him. You didn't like hear him publicly say that I'm a Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
He might have been a real Christian, but he didn't want the controversy of different religions like colliding with his content and his message, right? Because being with a religion, right, it's also like having an army behind you, right? It's when you decide to side with a religion, you'll be expected to lose followers, right? And that was in his game plan. That's what I believe. And also because I'm yapping, I'm yapping a lot.
Nah,
Uh,
bro. You're good. You.
I'm basically what I believe about Said right now is that he uses Islam as a shield because people are going after him, and like it or not, right? Islam has a lot of power right now. Saudi Arabia is, I mean, they have trillions and upon trillions of dollars. They're a superpower. They might not have the army that, like for example, United States, that is a Christian country, has, but they have connections. They have deep pockets and connections, and that's what I believe about Tay. That he went to Islam for security and as a shield, because there are lots of people that are going after him. But yeah, that's what I believe.
No, that's since we're on the topic, I want to know, okay, because we brought up Tate. Would you do the same thing if you were in his shoes? Because you got to think about it. You're facing a life of scrutiny over your words because people can't handle it. So, and he's a chess player, obviously, right? Would you
Exact.
would you seriously choose, okay, throwing away the rest of my life because people on some invisible little internet get their feelings hurt, and this hurts the quote unquote pockets of the companies, the ad revenue that they're getting just because they don't want to hear my voice, and now I'm gonna either be thrown in jail, or I could use this shield that they're playing dirty. Why can't I play dirty? Why do they have to cheat codes and I have to play by the rules? Right?
Well, yeah, that's the question, right?
Yeah.
Well, since you decided to play the game, you should have known since the start that um, at the end you will have to denounce God in order to survive in this world, right? Since you decided that you want to be a part of the game, right? Of the influencer type shit game, you should have thought about it, right? And when times like these would come, you should have known that basically backup plans would had to be installed, right? And that's what he didn't expect, basically, because they went after him like fast, you know. They went after his YouTube, his TikToks, his bank accounts, like in a flash, like in a couple hours. Everything was deleted for him. But that's the but. He should have known, right? And that was his test, basically. What I personally believe, that was the allegiance test. In times of crisis, what will you do? Will you turn your back on God, or will you eat the shit that you decided to start, right? And basically martyr yourself. That's basically the whole test. You wanted to become a martyr, will you fucking die for the cause or not? And he chose the other path, so that's where he lost me, you know.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, man. It's fuck, man. That's a tough one, man. Cause
I mean, it's a tough one
yeah,
because yeah, it's one's life, right? But if you decided to take that path, bro, like, I don't know, bro.
yeah. No, I get you, bro. But
Well, like for example, we have like many other people that spread the message that he spread, but like they're doing it more efficiently, and they don't turn their back to God, right?
hmm
For example, Zerk or Fresh and Fit. I mean, Fit, like Marin is Muslim, but Fresh is a Christian,
hmm
but he doesn't talk about it a lot. But like for example, Zerka or yeah, there are many other figures that talk about, but I don't want to speak of them because we're in YouTube and stuff.
yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
yeah. Fresh is actually really good on when he talks about Bible. He doesn't play around with that shit, man. He was gonna be a pastor. I don't know if you knew that.
he's more silent though.
He's
He's
more
not that vocal as Zerka.
yeah. All right, but
That yeah, because he wants to keep his bag. I get it.
yeah. I resonate a lot with Fresh. He's actually like part of my favorite. Like I like Myron a lot, like that rock, that solid father figure role. But I always see myself like, damn, I'm always relating to Fresh. Like whenever he's like talking, I'm like, bro, this shit's fun.
I always saw Fresh as a bum, but he actually he's got his facts straight sometimes. He is smart.
He's really smart, bro. He keeps it low key
He
though.
get,
He keeps it
yeah, yeah,
really, really low key.
low key, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He tried, that the the comedian, but it doesn't always work out, and that makes him like goofy, you know. No, but no, I respect French because I I recently saw a video of Money Monday,
Mm-hmm.
like every first Monday of the month, like they make a video of how to get out of poverty
Mm-hmm.
at your 20s, and I mean, yeah, he grinded like for a couple of years to buy a house, and yeah, he had a game plan in front of him, man, and he succeeded to it. So I always saw Fresh as the type of guy that he got the money quick, like the rappers and stuff, and
Yeah. He well, that's
waste
the that's
money
what
on
he gave
cars.
off, the perception he gave off.
Yeah, but he looks like a guy that has his facts straight,
Yeah,
and
he
I understand why
genuine.
Myron like works with him. So yeah,
Yeah, the perception when I first started watching the podcast, I also thought like, yo, who is this guy? Why is he there and shit? But like, I quickly realized just by like those subtle like jokes and understanding of like just seeing him how he moves, like you can tell he's like that the chameleon. Like
yeah,
secretly, he's really fucking smart. He just doesn't talk and he's just
yeah. It
quiet
doesn't show it.
wisdom and moving and like at first I
Yeah,
was like, oh yeah, he's another one of these like scammer guys and whatever. I don't know why he's with my, but then like
yeah,
after a
he's
few
a
episodes,
quick
because of the
guy. Yeah,
chain, he had that chain and shit and like looked all
yeah,
flashy whatever. I was like, this guy's one of those. But then when you hear him talk and like when you understand his role of like going on networking, you're like, yo, this dude is like a chameleon under the like he's
yeah. True.
fucking you fuck man, that's
And
crazy.
he knows stuff like deep stuff about real estate
He
and stuff.
yeah, and he knows like hella shit. That's why I'm like, yo, I really resonate with this guy because I'm also kind of like that. I'm just like the quiet dude, but I'm able to be a chameleon and go anywhere and kind of just like talk with people and just be like, okay, like, and I'm able to
Yeah,
pick people's brain.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
yeah, I really like Fresh too, man. But let's get on to the final question here, and we'll wrap things up. And again, bro, thank you for joining me again, bro. This has been fucking awesome so far, dude.
Yeah,
This is
no
like
problem. Thanks for having me,
this
man.
has
Yeah,
been like
I
flowing so
enjoy I
good.
enjoy talking about those stuff. So yeah.
So, what is the role of a good, faithful man by the teachings of the Bible, and what makes men weak nowadays? And this is Diego's question. So, this is more of like God pill kind of.
Yeah, I mean the Bible is pretty simple about, pretty straightforward about what the role of a man should be. You should go to work, right? You should do hard labor. You should work 6 days a week in order to provide for your family. And if you have children, you should teach them temptation. You should teach them the correct way to battle temptation. You should basically like be the greatest teacher, right? And you should teach them about hard stuff from a young age so that they can be prepared when they grow up and get married. Like on in the Bible, children used to marry like very young, like 13 and 14, right? And that's why like the Bible talks about this stuff to be taught so early, right? In the accommodation years of a child's brain. And so yeah, like it's pretty straightforward, work, hard labor, uh, and yeah, be a teacher to your children. That's it.
So, I'm still getting on the Bible. I think I'm on Genesis 14. I'm still trying to read will listen along to it and kind of understanding the word. So I really can't speak as for the first part of the question, but for the second part of the question, before I answer, you didn't answer the second part. What makes men weak nowadays?
Oh yeah, what makes men weak nowadays? I mean, comfortable times, my opinion.
Like that cycle, like you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, we live in this time period that we have everything at arm's length. You want pleasure, you'll get it. You want food, you'll get it, right? You go to the store and buy food. You want to, like, basically all things that were that needed an effort to be done or to be bought back in the day. It's really easy nowadays to achieve them, right? Even getting rich, right? You can get rich by sitting in a chair in your home, right? Either that's TikTok, either that's freelancing, right? But it's basically the times we live in. So yeah,
So it's all those dopamine fucking things that have shortened our brain to have TikTok brains and shit. I
yeah,
think this, like Amazon Prime, everything is at our front door the next day as soon as we just get a little
exactly,
more.
yeah. You like the effort of doing things and having things is so little, you know. It's
Hmm.
just away from a button, from a press of a button. So yeah,
So I want to answer that second part on as what makes men weak nowadays. I definitely agree with that, but I also think because there's also I've been seeing a lot of studies here that the testosterone is now lowering in the past 20 years.
yeah,
And earlier this
obviously.
week, me and you were talking about sexual transmutation, and I went on this rabbit hole about the whole sex transmutation thing. I want to just touch on a little bit about this. I guess it's going to be a little off topic, but also on the same topic, because when I was watching that video you sent me about sex transmutation, it said I put some golden nuggets together. Basically, I sent you the tweet, right? Like my knowledge, but I'll rephrase it again on the video. Is basically saying that when you're in your, was it mid 40s to 50s or mid
Yeah,
30s to 40s, men's
mid 40s, 50s. Yeah,
you
that's when.
they start reaching the level of genii or genius, whatever, in the video.
Yeah,
And he mentioned in the video that it's actually due to their lack of libido. He didn't say it like that. He didn't exactly say word for word, but I put it together. I was like, yo, these guys are losing libido, and their testosterone or their semen retention is coagulating and holding all that testosterone in them, and they're able to channel
exactly.
that energy
You
and
know
put it
what?
towards.
It's because they have like less raging sentiments. Like high testosterone means high sentiments. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
want to. You know what it is, bro. We all have been through puberty,
Yeah,
right?
we
You
all
want
been
to
through that
prove
shit.
yourself. You want to do stuff. You know.
Right.
But after the 30s, mid 30s, the testosterone count starts dropping, and it's quite easier to achieve that state of GNI, and achieve that uh, basically control of yourself, right? That's basically the idea behind it. So yeah,
So I think part of what's wrong as well with like men nowadays is definitely that um first of all, how you said in the very first fucking question was porn is literally fucking tearing us down man by man, fucking
exactly. Yeah,
causing the marriage rates to drop, causing our whole system to just be fucking pointless kind of because we're already getting that pleasure right away when we just
yeah,
ask for it, we
exactly.
want it. So it's kind of going back to the first question of hypergamy, right? If hypergamy wasn't a thing, I think we would be fucked, man, because we'll just be fucking in that one bedroom apartment, just being weak and
Yeah,
um,
we
watching
would
porn
be,
and
yeah, we would be thankful with less things. That's basically, and that is not like a bad thing, right? In the Bible, it doesn't teach you to have high ambitions, right? It teaches you to basically have God first and pray for having food on the table. That basic stuff, you know.
mm-hmm.
Never teaches you to have a high ambitions, and it also says that it's. I don't remember exactly the phrase. Let me Google it because it's a really nice phrase. Bible phrase about rich. It's a really nice phrase. Like the blessing of the Lord makes a person rich, and he adds no sword. sorrow with it. And God will generously provide all you need, basically all you need, right, to survive, to live a comfortable life. Like being a multi-millionaire and stuff, like these things come at a price. Like people should know that these things come at a price. You cannot be the man of God you would be with being grateful for like the plate of food you have in front of you, and having like 10
Mm.
Ferraris outside.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
things come at a price, right? Ambitions attract ambitious people. So yeah.
No, that's that. I like that. I like that phrase a lot because yeah, that's the other thing too, gratefulness. But I think because I was gonna say a second part here, why we're like men are like weak nowadays, is also the lack of father figure. How you mentioned how we we looked like at Tate and we at first we started laughing like what he said. Oh, haha, he said something funny. Then we start kind of realizing, holy shit, he's kind of speaking what I've always been thinking, which is kind of back to what I said. We're
Yeah.
always naturally RP, and then we become blue pill due to the liberal society. So I think that if we had that father figure that kind of touched in our natural red pill awareness and kind of allowed us to pursue something and channel that energy along with sex transmutation, either follow God or put us on the right path to maxing out Trinity and just living life how we're supposed to. I think we would have been way stronger as a society and way stronger as a whole of men if we had those things two and two together, right? Father figure or role model, or even God, if you want to put that there, and then the sex transmutation without having all that pleasure just rush at you at the palm of
Yeah.
your hands. You know what I mean? Kind of
Yeah.
like the old
And
days.
yeah, exactly. And let's face the fact, right? The reason why the society is shitty is because of man, right? We
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't blame women. It's all because of man.
Right. No, I
All
agree
because of
with you.
us,
I
right?
agree with you. Yeah.
Because we're weak. We're not made to rule right now. We're in a very comfortly like place to be.
Well, you said it yourself too. We're allowing the things going on in society.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But we're at fault, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
When like you hear feminists say like women men are the reason why, it's actually true, but not because of their ideology, but
Mm-hmm.
because we allow for bad things to happen. So yeah, it's true.
Fuck, man.
We should accept accountability. That's what a man should do, right?
Yeah.
We're not like other people.
Yeah, we're not gonna sit
Never.
here and say, "Oh, it's someone else's fault," or we're not gonna be ungrateful and try to blame someone
Exactly.
else. We had the nuts to say, "Yeah, we're fucking up somehow," and
Yeah.
like when we're saying at the beginning, "Oh, women are trash," it's just joke, guys. We
You need.
understand, like
Yeah.
it's us. We get it, right? We're
Yeah.
not
We
fucking
we need nuts to accept it, but we need more nuts to actually do something about it. Like
exactly.
it's easy to take accountability, but it's very hard to do something about it, bro. It's so hard, bro. But yeah, it's something that it needs time to work. You need time to work with it, and I'm not talking about general things. I'm talking about like personal things as well, right? Accepting that you're at fault somewhere, and putting your foot down and saying I will do better, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's basically the
When did
the
you
idea.
when did you learn like your gratefulness? Because I have a little story actually I want to share with you. Is that when I remember, this is kind of when I had like awakening that I need to be grateful for things. I unlocked a memory in my head. Okay, so let me paint you a picture. I'm like a 5-year old. Okay, this is back in like 2005, 2004. There's this toy called the Furby. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's
Oh
a
yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I've always wanted a Furby so bad, so bad. I was a little kid. I wanted a Furby so bad. And we were really poor. It was just me, my mom, my older brother, and we were living in this apartment in California. And we're obviously a poor family, right? So it's Christmas time, and we get these. Um, there's this thing, there was this like charity organization that basically my mom applied for to like give us toys and shit or whatever. We were kids, and it was this couple. It was this white couple. I remember. I'll never forget. The guy had like a turtleneck, like a gray sweater type shit, and his girlfriend or wife. She looked younger and he was older, obviously, you know. So she had like glasses, blonde hair. She had like a red kind of sweater or some shit, and they pulled up, and they had presents. I was like, who are these people? I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was a little kid, right? I was a little snotty little kid. I was like, what?
Mhm.
And I opened up my present, my first present, and you'll never guess what it was. It was a
Furby.
fucking Furby, bro. I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I got a Furby. And I was so happy. I was just like, the world has been completed. I don't need anything else. I'm playing with my
Yeah.
Furby. I want to feed it food like how it did in the commercials and shit. But you couldn't feed it because it had like a closed mouth. But the commercials lied to
Yeah.
you and shit. And I thought it was like the greatest thing ever. And then my older brother came around, and they said, open your present now. And this is back in early 2000s, right? This is when
Yeah.
you don't get better than what he is about to get.
I mean, yeah.
He
Oh,
opened the
PlayStation,
present.
right?
It's a bro. It's a fucking PlayStation, bro. How did you know?
Yo.
He got a PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, PlayStation.
How
That's when
did you
I.
know? Yeah, what the
Yeah,
fuck? But he
that
listen,
was the
bro.
best present back
The
then, man.
best present, bro. Better than a fucking Furby. And that was my dream. And I didn't even know I wanted a PlayStation until I saw him open his gift. And I saw his smile. His face was happier than mine.
Yeah.
I was like, no. I need one now. I want that PlayStation. I want. Where's mine? Bro, me. Listen, 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 listen. Me as a 5-year-old, 4-year-old kid, we have nothing to our name. My mother doesn't have 2 pennies to rub together, bro. Nothing. And I'm over here. I got the best present I could wish for. My literal wish, dream gift. I got it. And I threw a tantrum, bro. I was mad. I was like, why does my older brother have a PS2? Why don't I have one? I want that now. Right?
Oh
I
my
wanted
god.
more, and I threw a biggest tantrum ever. I was yelling and screaming and kicking, and I got the box of the PS2 and I was breaking it open. I was like, where's mine? Where's the other
Oh
one?
my god, bro.
Bro, I
Shit.
will never forget that when like recently a few years back when I realized like, wow, I've been so ungrateful my whole life. That memory unlocked like that. It just came flashing before my
Yeah.
eyes. I was like, these people probably thought I was a fucking demon child, bro. And if only I could go back and say, look, look at how much I've changed, and I'm so sorry for the way I acted when I was a 4-year-old, and just tell them, look, I'm trying to be as best as I can now,
Nah, bro.
and it
Don't worry
wasn't,
about it.
you know what I mean? But it's, I remember seeing their faces. I was such an ungrateful kid, and they were like, "Yo, bro, we're doing you a favor. There's kids starving out here, and you're crying over a PS2."
Nah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I
It's just
understand.
holy fuck. But no,
You want yeah, yeah, let me jump into this. You know what? People don't ever think about like how you think about it right now, because those people uh like know what they're doing, right?
yeah.
They might have saw like they might have seen you act like that, but don't take it too deeply, right? Because these are people that decided want to make like something good for these families, like
Yeah.
that didn't have things, right? And I mean, they know the how a child acts, right? And no one actually like gets upset when they see things like that, or that's what I personally, because at the end of the day, he's a
Yeah.
child, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter how you will think about it, it's a child, and it doesn't know
Mhm.
nothing else, right? Doesn't know how to be grateful. It doesn't, but it has to be taught, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, don't think much about it, man.
I,
Don't
I
think about
yeah, I mean, it's just when I look back and I'm like, I get it.
don't look back into the past and wish you had done things differently, because it's like disrespecting like the outcome, like everything is God's plan, you know.
Right. No, but that's the beautiful thing too. I'm able to look back in the past, and I get it. What happened happened, but I'm realizing now, like, wow,
Yeah,
I'm grateful that happened too, because now I'm able to see, wow, how dare you? I'll never
yeah,
put myself or anyone else trying to help me in that situation where I will try to be ungrateful to just little things like that, trying to make someone else's life different, and just even if it's just someone trying to hold the door open for me like that, like, what am I gonna, you know what I mean? Just like those things, those thoughts now have increased
yeah.
tenfold, where I'm just like, okay, life is beautiful, life is great, there's goodness
That's
out
perfect,
there
bro.
and there's evil out there, right? So fuck, man, I don't know.
You gotta thank God, you know, that you are able to recognize the difference between being grateful, you know,
yeah,
and
I
that's.
forgot how I got to this topic, man. It was something about, it
No,
was
you asked
Diego's
me. You
question.
asked
Yeah.
me how have I like accepted? No, not accepted. How have I like became? How have I become grateful about things? And basically through revelations that I had. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I had the different stages in my life. Like for example, back in Greece, I was living in rent with rent, you know, and it wasn't like a good house. It was an old house, but we were living there because the rent was low, and but I mean we had money. Like my parents were both working and they made like lots of money, but my father was always like a cheapskate, you know. He he always wanted like to compromise his way of living just to save another dime, you know. It was like that. And back in Romania, like I have like two houses, and this house that I live right now, it was rebuilt because when we bought the land, it came with a small like house, you know, and we rebuilt the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the house that I live in right now is like a villa, bro. I don't like to brag about it, but it's really beautiful. It's a two-story house, right? It's the most beautiful house you you'll see in the villa. It's
Holy shit, you're
like
living like Tate, bro.
300 in like 300 400 meter radius. Like
Damn.
it's the most beautiful. Yeah, and it's like on
On the
how
beach, seeing a beautiful
no.
sunset.
Yeah. No, it's like on how the road ends.
Yeah.
It's on the corner, exactly on the corner, and it has a lot of land at the start, and you can see like pop out like a fucking castle, bro. It's beautiful.
Damn.
Yeah, and I mean, being able to like to have this, you know, I came from that shitty ass apartment to this, like how more grateful can you be for that, you
Exactly.
know? And like having a car, right? When I came here, I had like planned it out that I will be able to buy a car in like mid 2024, like something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And out of nowhere, a car popped out. You know, I had the ability to buy a car. So
That's
another thing to be
beautiful.
grateful for. Yeah,
Yeah.
but something that's human nature is when things like that happen, you always you take them for granted. You know, you don't like in times of disparity you take everything for granted. No,
Mm.
you shouldn't take anything for granted. It was God given to you because God saw something, you know, in you, and everything should be treated with respect, in my opinion.
Right.
Everything you have, even the plate of food that you have microwave, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a hard plate of food, you know. Others don't have that, and it's so easy to lose everything, in my opinion. Like one day you'll go to sleep, or next day you wake up, your mother doesn't wake up, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
it's so easy to lose people, like, and I haven't experienced loss. That's the weird thing about me. I haven't like experienced stuff like this, but
Bro, I'm on the same. I'm so scared because you just said that too, and I'm on the same
but
page as you.
yeah, but I decided to be grateful and like thankful for everything I have, because I don't want to have it and lose it and then realize, back
Right.
when I had it, that I was ungrateful. So that's how I roll. Yeah, and I mean, you should be thankful for everything, even the heat in your home, even the food on your table, the water you drink,
Yeah.
everything. It's so easy to be taken away from you. It's so easy to be taken away from you.
Right.
And if you don't have like the smart backup plans and stuff, nah, bro, you should be thankful for everything. So yeah, that's that's it.
No, bro, I like that, and I think that's a great place to end it because we're almost on 2 hours here, man. It just time flew
Yeah,
by.
2 hours and 20 minutes, man.
Bro, time fucking flew by. Everything has been
Yeah.
going smooth on the fucking live stream, man. Nothing cut out. Everything's just been going awesome.
Yeah.
Bro, any final things you want to say? If you want to plug your Twitter, you want to plug anything you want to, you can. I know you'd rather stay anonymous or whatever, but it's up to you. Or any last words, any final questions you have for me, or anything at all.
I mean, I don't want to plug anything. I want to say that thank you for having me, and I would like to say that like hard times will come, and that's when you will be tested, and have faith in God, and yeah, that's it.
All right, bro. Well, thank you for joining me today and having this awesome conversation. And guys that are watching this, next time we'll definitely have Diego. We'll have that repeat conversation. It'll be on Rumble only because the conversation we're gonna have is a little different than what we had today. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll link that on Twitter. And then the week after next week, we'll go back to the esoteric knowledge and stuff. So we'll have a fun little episode on that. I know that one's gonna be really fun. But yeah, thanks again, Johan, for everything, and I'll see you guys on the next one. That's it. We